people like to say, my P&L, my P&L, I love it too, because especially I get it all the time, because no one wants to seem like they don't know what they're talking about. So then they start throwing terms at me, and I'm sitting there like, and I'm like, just from my conversation, I probably know more about your P&L than without looking at it, but man, it's whatever. But the purpose of the program is not to turn you into a professional bookkeeper or an accountant. It's for you to be able to have a, as I like to say, more intimate relationship with the numbers, the accounting. We use it, so we're using accounting data to advise. So that's, and BYOB is something, is managed. We train you, we watch, we watch over you, and we meet with you on a quarterly basis to discuss your story. And so what that also does is it branches to another service line we have, which you've heard us say in passing, which is BizTherapy. Now let me give you my because if I let him talk, y'all gonna have to pull a thesaurus out to understand. No, nah, that thesaurus is too many words. I don't know how you're gonna figure out what he's saying, but let me tell you about BizTherapy. So this gentleman right here, if it comes down to it, he has a lot of empathy for especially new business owners. Not saying that I don't, but he has a different type of empathy than I do, So I mean, at the end of the day, I am a bean counter. So he has a lot of empathy for it. And what we've discovered is that, and part of the reason we do the podcast, is that it's very lonely. Entrepreneurship is lonely. Like, it really is lonely. Like, when you get into it, it's lonely. Like, your friends, your family, they want you to do well, but the conversations you can have with them are limited, especially when you face challenges. So when it's all good, everybody wants to talk. Hey, what's up? Where are we going out to eat and all that? But when things aren't as good, well, I don't know nothing about that, man. That's why I never started a business. That's on you. So who do you talk to? Even your spouse or your partner, because there's a little bit of trepidation from them. It's like, I'm supporting you and all that, but wait a minute, you talking about you haven't collected on this invoice for this number of days, and so now I'm going to start running down the rabbit hole. Like, what does that mean here? What's going on there? Well, so what BizTherapy is, we like I said, he got the programmatic side. I'm just gonna let you do your own video for it. So it's programmatic. But what I'm saying at the core of it is to have a coach. It's business coaching, but it's also having a relationship with somebody that's looking to see you succeed, have experienced a lot of the challenges you're talking about, non-judgmental and solution-based, and saying, okay, this happened. Let's talk about it. And what you have, I'm doing a great commercial for you right now, is you have a systematic approach to doing it. So things are written, things are documented, things are there to get you out. Or even if you don't have a problem, how do I get started? How do you go here? It's about how do you overcome the emotional barriers that being in business presents. And being there with somebody that can, I want to see you win. So we have that. But I'm not going to judge you. And I'm saying he's the chief coach. If I show up, there's something else going on, right? That's like that. But I'm working on my pitch here. So it's somebody else to come in and say, look, and he has a real live system, by the way. He has a lot of systems. That's why we have to pare it down. He has plenty of systems for you to get it. But all jokes aside, being able to get you, talk, meet you where you are, and say where you are. It's a great program, and we're still, we're working on it. We've had people go through it. We're working on it, but it's part of the community thing that we talk about. It's going to build a community out of both of them, BYOB and BizTherapy. Communities are going to rise out of this. They're going to rise because we're talking about services that share information. They're here to make our, to paraphrase, we're trying to build up business owners. want to build you up. I want to build you up because if you're built up, your business will be better. You might hire more people, and then you can get into this whole other sociological theory I have about small businesses hiring other people. Not doing that today because we short on time. So I'm gonna defer because those are the two programs. But that's what we're gonna talk a lot more about this stuff coming up in the new year. This is our fourth quarter planning meeting, and we just invited you in to watch it with us to watch us do it. This is our planning meeting. So, but I am going to yield the rest of the time to my man and everybody. So pull up your phone and get your dictionary and thesaurus ready because he is going to give it to you on a high level. So I defer, my friend. It's it's on you.
I can't even top that. I mean, that was great. I mean, what you could see here is that he obviously sits in and participates in the BizTherapy sessions. And this is an example. This is somewhat of an example of some BizTherapy, right? So I mean, there's no topping it, right? He has his way. I have my way. We have synergy, and we make it happen. But we spend a lot. We spend a lot of time. We spend a lot of time talking about what is it? What are the needs of the people? What are the challenges of the people? And we're not just talking about something you could go in the store and take off a shelf. We're not talking about an Amazon order. We're not talking about anything like that. We're really talking about some real pain points. I'm talking about when you wake up in the morning, not a scenario like what am I doing today? Or why did I do this or whatever. I mean, there's thoughts that we have when you say lonely, there's thoughts that we have that we don't realize that we have. And sometimes they don't even come full surface as a thought. They actually go through our body, right? Mm-hmm. Goes through our body and comes out at the other end at another time. Mm-hmm. And you'll realize that when you're sitting in a room, it really comes to you when you're sitting in a room with either significant other, family members, or friends. Your mind is going as a business owner, and a surface level topic comes up amongst the people or within that person you're talking to, but you're not on a surface level. You're deeper than that. And you're trying to communicate or have a conversation, and they don't understand the thing you're saying. They're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I understand. But they don't really get it. And you're now trapped within yourself, like, I need somebody to get this. This got to make sense some way, somehow. And so BizTherapy lends itself to an environment of communication, understanding. Let's roll up our sleeves and let's figure it out, right? Yeah. So there's some ideas, some great ideas. There's definitely systems. There's definitely an approach. Because I like to get things done for the most part, right?
Yeah. And so I mean, it's excellent.